Hey everyone, today we're here with Craig Recadre. He's been doing insurance for non-subscriber businesses for over 20 years, and we're just going to do some questions and answers with him. So the first question is, what is a non-subscriber?
Thank you, David. Non-subscriber is a term we use for employers that have opted out of workers' compensation in the state of Texas. So if you're working have a business in Texas, you have the choice to not carry workers' comp insurance, and then that is, by definition, makes you a non-subscriber.
How did non-subscriber insurance come into existence? And is non-subscriber in any other states?
The Texas workers' comp law was established, I think, around 1913. So when it was originally put together, it was not. It allowed businesses to opt out. Other states became tighter in their regulations on workers' comp, but Texas allowed that to continue on, and it has so to this day. Some states are monopolistic. They require that you have to have workers' comp even through the state of that state-ran program. So Texas is fiercely independent. We have had the ability to opt out, and I think that was also shared by maybe one other state. That was New Jersey, I think. And then here lately, Oklahoma has approved non-subscription as an option for their state.
Okay. How did it become so popular with Texas employers?
Well, to be honest with you, it was a matter of survival. The problem with workers' comp in Texas was that it was so loosely written that you could drain a lot of money out of the carriers, and that's exactly what happened in the 80s. And lawyers were using injured employees as a way to pull huge monies out of these claims, and that actually brought a lot of law firms to Texas. But it also just about killed businesses here, and so companies were basically having to make the decision: do we even carry workers' comp? To not carry workers' comp meant that you would be taking some huge risks, and I don't know if that's one of your questions, but there are risks associated with becoming a non-subscriber, with opting out of workers' comp. It's how you do that that makes it either a very safe thing to do, a positive thing to do, or a very dangerous thing to do.
Is there any added benefit to the employee?
Well, yeah, let me go back to what we were talking about. If you're opting out, the way that this was done, and I was talking about the popularity of it, people were not carrying insurance for this because there wasn't insurance. Lloyd's of London, actually a rep from Lloyd's of London came to me and said, Craig, we think we have something that will be just for Texas to protect the employer in the event that they were to opt out of workers' comp. And basically how it would work was, it's called employee excess employee indemnity insurance. And we started doing this back in the late 80s in response, and it was very, very well received. We also packaged that with a claims service and a loss prevention service. Also very well and very professional program. The popularity of non-subscription in Texas grew and grew, and pretty soon many carriers were putting together very specialized and very fine programs. The programs that were put together were combined with an ERISA program, or ERISA policy, that is designed to provide benefits to the employees. It's those prescribed benefits that work together with the non-subscription policy that basically are comparable to a workers' comp policy that say, here's how much we're going to pay for the loss of an eye, here's how much we're going to pay for the loss of an arm. Here's how many days you're going to be able to take off, for your injury. It's very specific on these things. It also includes terminology for arbitration in many cases. So the ERISA plan also does one important thing. It takes it out of state jurisdiction and puts it into federal jurisdiction. And that's important because if you don't have all this put together properly, you take the risk of going, if you go bare, for example, you have lost your common law defenses. And so what that would mean is a common law defense like assumption of risk. If you're an employee and you get hurt on the job and it's a dangerous job, well, under workers' comp, you can't say, well, that I assumed that risk because I signed up for a dangerous job. If you opt out, you don't have that defense. So the employer can't say, you assume that risk. Nope, you're defenseless. And there's that, and there's the fellow servant statute, which means another employee could hurt you at work, and then you are not going to have a defense against that. So there's lots of defenses that are taken away from you if you don't do this opting out responsibly. Sorry if that was a long answer.
Very good.